What if everything you know about Princess Diana's family is a carefully crafted lie? We know the fairy tale, the shy girl who became a princess, the style icon. We're told she was a Spencer aristocratic, respectable, and polished. But that's only half the story. Hidden beneath that name lies a darker, blood-soaked legacy, deliberately erased from history. The name you need to remember isn't Spencer. It's Tudor. Yes, that Tudor, the dynasty of Henry VIII, beheaded queens, and shattered vows. Officially, the Tudor line ended with Elizabeth I, but history's greatest truths are often hidden in its darkest shadows. Our story begins not in a palace, but in the shadows, with a woman history tried to erase. Mary Tudor, the younger sister of Henry VIII, for political gain, Henry married her off to the aged King Louis XII of France. But just 82 days after the wedding, Louis was dead, and Mary was free, but not for long. A princess was a bargaining chip. Before leaving for France, Mary had fallen deeply in love with Charles Brandon, the Duke of Suffolk and Henry's closest friend. They made a treasonous pact. If she became a widow, she would marry him. Defying Henry VIII meant death. But for love, some risks were worth taking. Henry sent Charles to France to retrieve Mary, ordering him, under the guise of trust, do not touch her. But when they met, Mary issued an ultimatum. Marry me now, or I will tell the king you broke my heart. Trapped between the king's fury and Mary's defiance, Charles agreed. In a small chapel on the outskirts of Paris, with a trembling priest as witness, they married in secret an act of treason. Their return to England was a torment of fear. They offered Henry everything: Mary's dowry, their jewels, their lands in exchange for their lives. Henry's punishment was crueler than execution. They were stripped of their wealth and forced to remarry publicly as an act of submission. But his final condition was the most brutal. Their children would carry no royal claim. They would live, but in gilded servitude. Their every move watched. Their love story was rewritten as a lesson in obedience. Mary and Charles had 2 daughters who survived, Frances and Eleanor. Their blood was both their inheritance and their curse. Frances was married to Henry Grey to further control the Tudor line. Their daughter, Lady Jane Grey, was the brilliant, tragic child used as a pawn by Protestant plotters. Proclaimed Queen of England, for just 9 days, she was overthrown by Henry's daughter, Mary Tudor, and executed at 17, a direct result of Henry's ancient wrath. Jane's sisters, Catherine and Mary Grey, met similarly tragic fates. Catherine married for love and was imprisoned by Elizabeth I, dying broken-hearted at 27. Mary, who also married for love, was placed under house arrest and died in obscurity. The Tudor bloodline was systematically suppressed, reduced to minor gentry, hidden within respectable families like the Spencers' wealthy landowners, with no obvious royal ties. For centuries, the bloodline slept. Then, in the 20th century, John Spencer, the 8th Earl Spencer, had a daughter, Diana Frances Spencer. That middle name, Frances, was passed down from Frances Brandon, daughter of Mary Tudor and Charles Brandon. When Diana married the Prince of Wales, it was not a commoner marrying into royalty. It was the return of a bloodline Henry VIII tried to erase. Through Diana, the genetic legacy of defiance and tragedy flowed back into the monarchy. Her son, Prince William, heir to the throne, carries that blood, the same blood that was deemed unfit, punished, and humiliated, the same blood that walked to the scaffold. So the next time you see Diana's sons, look deeper. See Mary Tudor, who chose love over duty. See Charles Brandon, who risked everything. See Lady Jane Grey, the 9-day queen. Their story did not end. It waited centuries for a shy kindergarten teacher to bring it home. Diana wasn't just the people's princess. She was the Tudors' revenge, a once-buried bloodline, standing in the spotlight once more.